Matthew Stafford's message to Davante Adams before the Rams' final offensive possession against the Carolina Panthers perfectly captured both the moment and the quarterback himself. It was blunt, ruthless, and rooted in absolute belief. With the Rams staring at the brink of a playoff embarrassment, Stafford wasn't interested in calming nerves or offering cliches. He wanted to finish the game decisively and painfully for the opponent. Let's go snatch these guys' hearts. That sentence, delivered on the sideline amid chaos, noise, and momentum swinging violently toward Carolina, became the defining emotional moment of the Rams' 34-31 wildcard victory. It wasn't trash talk. It wasn't bravado for cameras. It was a veteran quarterback reminding his offense that the game was still theirs to take, and that the Panthers were vulnerable in the one way that matters most, late in playoff games, psychologically. The circumstances surrounding that drive only amplified its significance. The Rams had just watched a near-nightmare scenario unfold. A blocked punt gave Carolina a short field, and Bryce Young capitalized with a poised, confident touchdown throw to Jalen Coker on a beautifully executed corner route. Bank of America Stadium erupted. For a Panthers franchise that had backed into the playoffs and spent most of the night playing from behind, the moment felt almost cinematic. They weren't supposed to be there, and suddenly they were leading with under 3 minutes to play. For the Rams, it was the exact scenario postseason contenders dread. Self-inflicted mistakes, uneven execution, and special teams failures had put them in a position where one bad break could end a Super Bowl-caliber season in humiliating fashion. The Panthers were 8-9. The Rams were built to contend. That contrast only made the pressure heavier. Stafford felt all of it. Earlier in the game, he hadn't been at his best. After hitting his hand on a Panthers defender's helmet during a follow-through late in the first half, his accuracy dipped noticeably. Throws sailed. Timing felt off. The Rams' offense, electric early, went quiet for long stretches. Carolina hung around long enough to believe, which is always dangerous in the playoffs. That's what made Stafford's message so revealing. He wasn't pretending the Rams had dominated. He wasn't trying to reset emotionally. He was acknowledging the reality. This drive would decide everything. And he wanted to take something from the Panthers that goes beyond the scoreboard, their belief. Great quarterbacks understand that late-game drives are as much psychological battles as tactical ones. Defensive schemes tighten, windows shrink, crowds get louder. But confidence, especially false confidence born from momentum, can be shattered quickly. Stafford knew that if the Rams marched down the field cleanly, efficiently, and without panic, the Panthers would feel it immediately. Davante Adams' reaction said everything. He smiled, not because the moment was funny, but because he recognized the truth in what Stafford said. That kind of message doesn't come from desperation. It comes from certainty. Adams called it gangster, and that word fits, not in a flashy sense, but in its cold simplicity. There was no doubt, no hesitation, just a statement of intent. Then Stafford went out and backed it up. On the final drive, he was nearly flawless. 6 completions on 7 attempts, no wasted motion, no unnecessary heroics. He trusted his reads, trusted his protection, and trusted his weapons. Every throw carried urgency without panic. Every decision felt deliberate. The final play, the 19-yard touchdown to Colby Parkinson, wasn't a desperate heave or a broken play miracle. It was a well-executed concept delivered on time, under pressure, with the season hanging in the balance. Parkinson did his job. Stafford did his. The Rams reclaimed the lead with 38 seconds left, and the Panthers never truly threatened again. That drive encapsulated why Stafford remains one of the most respected quarterbacks in the league, even after years of debate about where he belongs among the elite. His career has been defined by toughness, resilience, and an ability to elevate when circumstances deteriorate. He doesn't always dominate games wire to wire, but when the moment narrows and the margin disappears, he becomes lethal. Stafford finished the night 24 of 42 for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns. The stat line reflects the uneven nature of the performance, brilliant stretches mixed with frustrating lapses. But playoff football rarely rewards perfection. It rewards response. And Stafford's response, when everything tilted against him, was exactly what championship teams need. There's also a broader context to this moment that shouldn't be ignored. Stafford is playing in an era where quarterback evaluation has become increasingly rigid. Efficiency metrics, turnover ratios, and stylistic preferences often overshadow situational greatness. He doesn't always fit the modern mold. He's not a constant improviser like Patrick Mahomes. He's not a rhythm-only distributor. He takes risks. He plays through pain. He embraces contact and chaos. That approach doesn't always look pretty, but it resonates deeply with teammates. Davante Adams' comments after the game weren't just praise, they were validation. When a receiver of Adams' caliber responds that way, it speaks volumes about the quarterback-receiver relationship. Adams trusted Stafford not only to deliver the ball, but to deliver belief. In that moment, Adams wasn't wondering if the drive would work. He was energized by the mindset behind it. That mindset also explains why Stafford is firmly in the MVP conversation. Awards often hinge on consistency across a season, but voters also remember defining moments, signature drives, games that swing narratives. This one qualifies. The Rams didn't win because everything went right. They won because when it mattered most, their quarterback imposed his will. From the Panthers' perspective, the loss will sting deeply. They were minutes away from one of the biggest playoff upsets in recent memory. Bryce Young played one of the best games of his young career, showing poise, mobility, and courage against a more talented roster. The defense bent, but never broke until the final moments. For a team that many dismissed before kickoff, they earned respect. But playoff football is unforgiving. Respect doesn't advance you. Finishing does. Stafford finished. There's a reason veterans like him are so dangerous in January. They've lived through collapses. They've felt momentum shift against them. They've been doubted, criticized, and written off. When younger teams feel the weight of the moment, veterans recognize it and exploit it. That's what snatching hearts really means. It's not cruelty. It's control. It's recognizing when the opponent is emotionally exposed and delivering a decisive blow before doubt creeps into your own sideline. The Rams weren't perfect. Their special teams issues remain a concern. Their offense can't afford prolonged lulls against stronger competition. Their margin for error will shrink as the postseason continues. All of that is true, but they are still alive. And they are alive because their quarterback, with a bruised hand and a season on the line, chose belief over fear. Moments like that don't always show up in box scores or highlight reels. Sometimes they exist only in a sentence whispered on the sideline, heard by one teammate, and then proven true on the field. Matthew Stafford said he was going to take their hearts. Then he did. Matthew Stafford's message to Davante Adams before the Rams' final offensive possession against the Carolina Panthers perfectly captured both the moment and the quarterback himself. It was blunt, ruthless, and rooted in absolute belief. With the Rams staring at the brink of a playoff embarrassment, Stafford wasn't interested in calming nerves or offering cliches. He wanted to finish the game decisively.